All right, two former champions, Bonecrusher Smith and Mike Weaver, but it looks like these are two fighters that are over the hill, Gil.
Well, both former champions. The loser of this fight, I think, is going to have to forget about boxing. The winner is going to put himself into position.
Here again, Bonecrusher Smith weighed in at 247. That's a lot of weight to carry.
Yeah, but again, Sam, he's been the active guy of the two. I always like those active fighters.
Former heavyweight champion James Bonecrusher Smith began to ponder retirement in July of 1989, when for the first time in his pro career he was knocked out. Donovan Razor Ruddock provided the powerful punches on Bonecrusher's home turf in North Carolina. Bonecrusher's thoughts changed swiftly in February of 1990 when James Buster Douglas shocked the world by knocking out a suddenly invincible Iron Mike Tyson. So now Bonecrusher's focus is back on the heavyweight belt. At 35 years of age, he is well aware that achieving that goal will not be easy, that he is still considered an incredible long shot to even challenge for the throne, and yet that glimmer of hope, that degree of unpredictability intrigues him.
Buster Douglas showed the world that you can be an underdog. I don't know if I'm an underdog in this fight or not. I shouldn't be. Buster proved that you can be an underdog, no odds, and come out victorious, be the heavyweight champion of the world, and I feel like that since he did that to Mike Tyson, that all the heavyweights that's out there fighting, that's in good condition, has a chance to win. And that includes me, Mike Weaver, and whoever else is fighting.
Smith learned a valuable lesson in the Ruddock fight. He learned that past laurels cannot carry a fighter. He learned that if he accepts a challenge, he must be in shape. For tonight's bout against Mike Weaver, the Bonecrusher has also changed his training techniques.
I've been throwing a lot more punches instead of trying to tighten up, loading up on one shot. And we're going to see how it works. I was surprised to see Mike so thin up there, and I plan to come in about 235, very strong. Been training up in the mountains. I think my endurance is going to be great, and we're just going to have to wait and see. I think it'll be a short fight. It looked like he's in very good condition, and I'm in very good condition, and two dangerous punchers, and it could be a short fight.
Bonecrusher Smith has made his way into the ring. He says any fighter under 45 who's a heavyweight, who's in shape, should get into the ring and go after the title. Now, Mike Weaver also knows about Madison Square Garden because when he was 28 years of age, back in 1979, he lost in his MSG debut to Larry Holmes for the WBC Championship. Weaver is now 34, 14-1. He prepares for tonight's match. The man they call Hercules, Mike Weaver, has had his share of ups and downs in his 19-year professional career. His greatest moment came in 1980 when he roared from behind to knock out John Tate in Knoxville, Tennessee, and capture the WBA heavyweight title. Weaver was clearly behind on the scorecard, but knocked out his opponent in the 15th and final round to claim top status in the heavyweight division. Weaver was on top of the world. Since that time, though, Mike Weaver has suffered a series of disappointing losses, including a first-round knockout by Michael Dokes, which ended his short reign as the WBA's heavyweight champion. He was dealt another devastating defeat in April of 1986 when James Bonecrusher Smith dominated him from the opening bell and scored a first-round stoppage. Although Weaver never really fully digested that fight, it still affords him a source of motivation.
You know, I never really saw the fight of me and Bonecrusher Smith, but I believe I backed in a straight line. And I believe he just hit me. He hit me when I was kind of cold, and I never recovered from it, and he just took advantage of me. And I learned now to not be cold and to be loose when I was tight that day. And just, you know, he got me.
Is there a possibility that you can use that fight as revenge, or is it too long ago to think about it?
I'm using that fight for revenge. I mean, I think about it all the time. This is revenge. This is revenge. I want revenge. So I'm using that for a revenge fight.
Mike Weaver, 38 years of age, turned pro in 1972. 19 years as a professional. This could be his final hurrah. Right now, let's go back to Sam Rosen and Gil Clancy.
Thank you, Bruce. And the crowd anticipating this first battle of heavyweights. It is scheduled for 12 rounds. It is for another one of those alphabet soups, Gil. WBA America's Heavyweight Championship.
Well, there you go, Sam. You know, there's so many championships now, but we do know that it's 12 rounds.
And basically it's a fight for survival. The winner can survive and go on and continue fighting. The loser has got to think about wrapping it up.
Absolutely. The loser of this fight, in my opinion, won't have, number one, in his own mind, he should realize he has to stop. But again, he wouldn't have any commercial value as it is.
We are set for the introduction. Let's go to ring announcer Ed Darian.
Live from the big apple of New York City's Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, Murad Muhammad, Madison Square Garden Boxing, Towson World Corporation, and Victor Potemkin proudly present the World Boxing America's Heavyweight Championship scheduled for 12 rounds, and is approved by the New York State Athletic Commission, the Honorable Randy Gordon Chairman, and is sanctioned by WBA Americas, the Honorable Marty Cohen, the Supervisor in charge. The judges, Barbara Perez, Harold Linderman, and Billy Costello. Counting for the lockdown seconds, alternate referee Arthur Mercanti. The timekeeper now is Cecilio Petra. And now, my good friends, introducing the principals. First, in the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at even 247 pounds. Now, this gentleman has 23 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw, with 18 knockouts. The former World Boxing Association Heavyweight Champion, a native of Magnolia, North Carolina, and now residing in Lillington, North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the challenger, James Bonecrusher Smith. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the white trunks with the gold trim. He tipped in at even 211 pounds. This fine gentleman has 34 wins, 14 losses, 1 draw, with 24 knockouts. He too, the former World Boxing Association Heavyweight Champion, a native of Gatesville, Texas, and now residing in Los Angeles, California. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the WBA America's Champion, Mike Hercules Weaver.
WBA rules governing this fight. There is no standing 8 count. There is a 3 knockdown rule in effect.
WBA rules, Boxing New York State Athletic Commission rules. I expect a good clean fight and I want you to obey my commands. Shake hands now and God bless you both.
Joe Santarpia is the referee, scheduled for 12.
Sam, I have 2 comments to make about this fight. Both of these guys scare me. They both look so strong, and they both look in such good condition. The other comment I have to make is don't blink.
There is a 36-pound weight differential. Bonecrusher Smith at 247, Mike Weaver at 211.
Both of these guys, Sam, can punch, and they can both go down with 1 shot.
It is 1 day short of 4 years ago that they met for the first time, and Bonecrusher knocked out Mike Weaver in the first round. Bonecrusher Smith uses more combinations. That's what he talked about. He's training.
Sam, until they say 10 over, he can nail it at any time. The fact we got big left hook. In other words, you can't. Sam, you just can't think offense with a Mike Weaver.
At this point, Weaver not doing anything to keep
Break on it.
Hasn't done things since the opening bell, Sam.
Bonecrusher trying to bang the body. He's got the good couple shots in.
snappy punch that Mike Weaver threw.
Looks like Bonecrusher has a pretty good game plan mapped out here.
Again, a nice combination, Sam. Put 3 punches together. And there's Mike Weaver holding. He must be still hurt, Sam. He just doesn't seem to be reacting properly.
He talked about being warm and being loose. He doesn't look loose at all, Bill.
Okay, break, come back.
Very unsure of himself.
He's bone dry, Sam. Bone dry.
Good counter to the body by Bonecrusher Smith. Weaver has to back off. Mike Weaver, who has been notorious for slow start.
He got stopped in one by Mike Coates. That was a strange finish to that fight.
End of round 1. Weaver survived. So he is knocked down in that first round.
With a 10-8 round in the first round.
All right, as a result of time constraints, as you can see, we move now ahead to the 4th
The
round.
longer the fight goes, the worse it gets for Bonecrusher.
Break, come back, let's go. Come on, man.
What happens with the Crusher, he keeps trying to use his strength, and that's what tires you out. They said they were trying to work on his combinations to keep him from getting tired instead of loading up with 1 punch. But they should also tell him inside to relax, not try to muscle the guy. That pushing is what really can tire you out.
Apparently what they've also told him is every time Weaver throws a combination, come back with a counter right hand, because that's what Bonecrusher does, and he's been successful with it.
Very effective with it, yes.
In his last fight, February 20th against Manuel de Almeida, Smith was constantly loading up, looking for 1 punch to stop his opponent like that. Now he wades in and works on combinations. Weaver backing off once again.
Hey, break. Goodbye.
You just keep wondering, what is Weaver waiting for, Sam? He was effective when he threw that 1 combination. Seemed to snap out of his funk. But he's just walking around the ring. Again, it may be their plan to let Bonecrusher tire himself out.
I think it could be. Left hook, but just a single punch by Weaver, and it seems as if every time he opens up, he pays a price for it.
Hey, stop fighting.
What Bonecrusher does when he fires back like that, he lets Weaver know that he's the boss. And I love the expression that they use in Great Britain. They say, show him who's the governor. You're the governor, lad.
Bonecrusher doing a good job of not letting Weaver get too far away from him. And Weaver, for the first time, throwing a couple of jabs, putting a couple of punches together. Final seconds of the 4th round. And a right hand lands. Weaver stunned a little bit by it. The bell rang and sounded. Bonecrusher apparently didn't hear it because he threw a couple more.
Well, we'll pass in the 5th and 6th rounds and pick things up in the 7th with action heating up.
Bonecrusher Smith every round, just on the fact that he's been walking in. Again, he's landed a few of the more solid punches, had Weaver down, but there's a nice snapping move by Bonecrusher Smith.
Weaver trying to come back. The overhand rights have missed wildly by Weaver. Oh, sharp jab by Bonecrusher. Weaver was down to the 1st round. A right hand at the end of a 5-punch combination sent him down. He was up quickly. Good right hand again by Bonecrusher.
Now Bonecrusher, as you mentioned, Sammy, goes inside, smothers himself. He can't be effective in there. Needs a little room. When he gives himself a little room, Sam, there's plenty of power in those punches.
First combination that Weaver has thrown in a while.
Didn't seem to throw with any conviction, though, Sam. There's really no snap in the punch at all.
Is a lot of that due to the inactivity, Gil?
Well, again, he hasn't fought since last July, and he just seems to be so ring rusty in there, Sam. It's not with him. And, you know, Bonecrusher is, I've seen him do this before in fights. He keeps checking his eyes to see if he has a cut eye. I mean, you know, he's very, very susceptible if he gets cut, he gets panicked, if he gets hit a couple of good punches. There's, again, another nice move by Bonecrusher. Didn't land the punch, but at least he had some life in him when he threw the punches.
No question that Bonecrusher is throwing the harder punches.
I think Bonecrusher's mad at himself now. All of a sudden, he woke up a little bit.
But he lets Weaver slide away. Good uppercut. Really the best action of the fight, Gil, in the last 30 seconds. Bonecrusher was backing up as he threw that right hand.
But again, he tried to throw it with a little snap, Sam. He meant to do some damage.
Final seconds of the 7th round. Scheduled for 12. Mike Weaver, he's got to come on now.
Well, in my opinion, Sam, he can't win now unless he's going. Good right hand by the Bonecrusher.
Weaver shaking, covering up, and Bonecrusher opening up and going for it. Weaver slips away. We've seen this in past fights with Bonecrusher. Early, he'll come out, throw a barrage of punches, and then slow down for the remainder of the round.
Well, as you mentioned, then he smothers himself, Sam. Let's watch here now. He's going to try to move Weaver against the ropes. Let's see if he punches when he has a little leverage or he gets smothered again. There's their inside again.
Some redness under the right eye of Bonecrusher Smith.
I'm waiting for that left hook of Weaver's. It just hasn't thrown it all night long. And that was always his most effective punch. Now let's see if Bonecrusher throws again. He takes the distance away from himself, Sam. He waits too long. He should throw from right there. There's where he should throw that punch from.
And suddenly it's Weaver who's beating Bonecrusher to the punch.
Good jabs by Mike Weaver. Here again, Bonecrusher too close. See, takes himself inside. He can throw those punches from a little distance. Even if he hits Weaver on the shoulder or the arm, he's going to move him back. When he throws, it has a little distance on his punches. Little left hook by Mike Weaver inside.
And since that opening flurry, Bonecrusher hasn't done much.
Give him a short little left hook, two good little left hooks, and a big left hook.
And another one. Weaver taking some good punches from Bonecrusher.
That's going to take a lot out of the Bonecrusher, though, Sam. We both know that.
Bonecrusher being urged to come on, took a left hook right on the belt line.
Best left hook of the fight by Mike Weaver. Starting to use that hook a little bit now, Sam Weaver is.
I think this is the best round that Weaver has had, Gil. He's done a little something. He's thrown a few jabs. He's thrown a few hooks. He's done something other than just keep circling away and absorb punishment. End of round 8.
Where champions return and where champions are made. The Masters Tournament. Live coverage April 5th and April 6th on TSN.
We now jump ahead to the final 2 rounds of the fight. And just a reminder, Ruddock and Dokes coming up next in its entirety.
See, Bonecrusher, anytime he gets hit, Sammy, he just does not react properly. Looks to push his glove against his eye to see if he's been damaged. Look, there he must have got a thumb in the eye, Sam. That right eye, he's blinking that right eye.
Already the left eye is swollen. Weaver loading up with that overhand right. The Bonecrusher bangs with a left hook.
What is he trying to tell? What is he trying to tell Weaver, Sam? That he's the what?
The governor.
He's the governor. You got it, Sam. Look at that snappy left hook by Bonecrusher. Very unusual for him late round in the fight. You know, remember in the Tyson fight, he hurt Tyson in the last round of the fight, and he had to live with that because for the first 11 rounds, he seemed to be really afraid. You don't like to say that the fighter's afraid, but he seemed to be afraid of Tyson. Then when he finally nailed him in the last round, he had to say to himself, why didn't I take chances earlier?
He spent 11 rounds trying to survive in that fight. By the 12th round, he realized he could have put up a better fight.
Shame to see 2 former champions booed, Sam.
Well, you know, there's always great anticipation amongst fans, hoping to see a lot of action, big bombs being thrown by the heavyweights. But I think, as we pointed out right from the beginning, we're seeing 2 fighters who are way past their prime, hanging on in an era of boxing in which older fighters are willing to stay around and absorb punishment, looking for that shot at a big payday and a chance for a big title. Bonecrusher has always been a popular guy, well-liked.
Oh, he's a terrific guy, Sam. The only college graduate heavyweight champion of the world, Bonecrusher Smith.
And people, you know, he just feels that he can stay in there because people are willing to accept him as long as he can put up a decent show and maybe get that shot with the fact that he has the label of former champion.
Well, Sam, the one thing we can't take away from him, he's been a winner.
Good combination by Bonecrusher, and the end of round 11. Unofficially, he is way ahead. I've given Mike Weaver 1 round, and they gave Bonecrusher a 2-point round in the first.
And they told Bonecrusher not to take any chances. He came out with more fire than he hasn't in the last 7 rounds.
Well, he tends to start each round with the flurry.
Look, Sam.
Yeah. Weaver doesn't seem to have too much left in the gas tank, Gil.
Well, that's what you had mentioned, Sam. You have that big guy leaning on you for 12 rounds, you know. He's winging them, though.
Well, that overhand punch coming much more slowly, and Bonecrusher doing a good job of smothering Weaver's punches here, tying him up, holding him, sticking his big arms up to block those punches.
Bonecrusher left himself wide open that time, Sam. Threw a 1-2, and he's so tired that he couldn't recover. Those short little punches that I was mentioning, Weaver's throwing, Sam, they don't look effective, but they're bothering the Bonecrusher.
Knee in there. Weaver was off balance after missing the right hand.
Well, but they both threw right hands, Sam. If Weaver's would have landed, we may have seen another John Tate situation. Bonecrusher's got to use that jab now. Short punches. Doesn't want to take a chance, keep that chin up in the end, get nailed.
Still to come, the WBA Lightweight Championship. Edwin Rosario defending against Juan Nazario. And then Michael Dokes and Razor Ruddock. Two of the top contenders in the heavyweight division. Ruddock number 2, Dokes number 3.
I have to give Bonecrusher credit, Sam. At least he's still trying to put his punches together.
Yeah. And I think, quite frankly, Gil, he's had better stamina in this fight than in previous fights where we saw him go only 6 or 7 rounds. I've seen improvement in Bonecrusher in this fight.
I have too, Sam. Even now he's throwing some meaningful punches.
Weaver's got to back off. Bonecrusher trying to finish. Good left hook.
There's an improvement with Bonecrusher right there. To have that much energy left in the 12th round of a fight, Sam. I have to give him credit.
Pretty good finish for Bonecrusher. He looks well spent. But it looks like he has fought his way to victory. And still banging away at the final bell is Bonecrusher Smith.
Ladies and gentlemen, the scoring by points as follows. Judge Billy Costello observed the fight 118-107. Judge Barbara Perez, she scored 118-109. And Judge Harold Letterman, he observed it at 117-110. For the winner by unanimous decision and the brand new WBA America's Heavyweight Champion, James Bonecrusher Smith.
Not much doubt about it. The Bonecrusher has won a belt. And there it is. For Mike Weaver, it could be the end of the line. He certainly has to think about his future. Not a strong showing for Mike Weaver. Bonecrusher Smith in a dominant performance between two veterans of the ring, who, as we've mentioned several times, look to be well past their prime. But Bonecrusher game from the opening bell, and early in the fight, he had Weaver down. This is back in the first round in a five-punch combination by Bonecrusher. And the fifth one is that right hand, and Weaver went down. He was up quickly and did not go down again in the remainder of the fight. But for the Bonecrusher, a one-sided unanimous decision victory. Unofficially, from our vantage point, we gave Mike Weaver 1 round, maybe 2 at most. A 35-year-old James Bonecrusher Smith from North Carolina, hoping to move into the top 10 in the world rankings and hoping for one more shot at a title. Gil Clancy's in the ring with the Bonecrusher. Let's go to Gil.
Well, Bonecrusher, congratulations. You know, you said you don't get older, you get better. And to me, you looked a lot better. Why are you better?
Well, we've been working up in the mountains. We got a lot of work to do. We want to stay very busy. We train very hard. Mike Williams is a very good fighter, very strong. And he hurt with some shots, and I hurt him with some shots. But I'm glad to be the winner.
You know, I always like active fighters, Bonecrusher. You have been an active guy. You showed us a lot today. You know, you've always had a stamina problem. Got a little tired in the middle of the fight, but you still had plenty of energy left in that last round.
Last round, we came back very strong, and we figured it was a close fight. But there again, we're going right back in the gym, and hopefully our promoter will get us right back with another fight soon. We want the winner or the loser of this fight here, George Foreman. We want to stay very busy. We want to keep right on fighting, stay in shape until we retire.
George Foreman. I'd like to see that Foreman fight, the Bonecrusher. That would be a heck of a fight. Congratulations again, new champion. Congratulations. Now let's go back to Sam Rosen at ringside.
Thank you, Gil, and congratulations to the Bonecrusher. Bonecrusher Smith winning a unanimous decision over Mike Hercules Weaver.
This is our model customer. A man who knows how to